All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Hope everybody having a great Memorial Day. Want to talk about the Baltimore Ravens running back pickup in the draft. And we all know I was cool with it, but I didn't quite understand it. And then I did a video on Patrick Queen, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I did a video on him, the linebacker they draft, and in the midst of doing that video, one in the comments, someone said, "What you think about JK Dobbins?" And my first initial reaction, again, I was like, I don't get it. They already got a loaded backfield, and so I decided to do some research and look into it, and then I had to think, put my mindset in the mind of what the Ravens mindset could have been at this time. And for one, I've always admired the way I thought that they followed what they thought was best. They're a team that when they find something that works, they stick with it. Their MO, and I think throughout their existence, unless there's some major change in ownership, they're going to be about their defense, and that's who they are. And it's great when an organization have that. But so I did some research. I watched some highlights. I did some research on JK Dobbins, and this is what I got, man. So let's get into it. First of all, JK Dobbins got great vision. When he's not the most patient runner, but the minute he finds a seam, he hits it and go. And that's something you got to like about a running back, right? Like sometimes we see too many running backs dancing in the backfield, trying to figure. That's not JK Dobbins. He find a hole, he hits it, he's gone. And he's very decisive, and you got to love that. When he find a hole, he hits it, he gone. And another thing about JK Dobbins is you're not going to bring him down with a shoestring tackle. That's just not happening with this young man. And as you go back and watch so many of his highlights, you can see people like try to grab his feet. If you don't get a good grip, you're not bringing him down. You're not going to one-arm tackle him. You're not going to bring him down with just a simple, a simple hand. Like, no, it's not happening. He played with a lot of power. He's one of those guys that plays with power, that is looking to get that extra yard. One of the things, and of course to talk about my Cowboys, one of the things that you loved about Zeke when he first came into the NFL is that, he was going to squeak out that extra yard. Well, J.K. Dobbins do the same thing. Ironically, they're both from Ohio State. But he does the same thing. He squeaks out that extra yard when it's he's the difference between picking up a 4-yard gain and a 6-yard gain. He gonna fall forward if he's tackled. You're not gonna just drop him in the backfield. It's gonna be pretty hard to do that. So you gotta love that about the young man. And I tell you something else that I really liked about him is he's a solid blocker, meaning he could be a 3-down running back for you. And to me, what I love about backs like that is they don't give the play away. What I mean by that, a lot of time when you see backers that are only 2 down, can't really block that good, they go off the field. That kind of is a hint to the defense. They pass it now. Well, when you got someone like Dobbins in there that can actually play running back, that can actually block and play on 3rd down, then at that point you have the ability to keep the defense guessing on what's about to happen. And another thing I think this does, and this goes back to the brilliance of the Ravens front office, is this extends the life of Mark Ingram. Because, Mark Ingram is going into, I think, his 9th year now. So, for a running back, that's high. And he's coming off, what many would consider a resurgent year in Baltimore. Having over 1,000-yard rushing. I think a total of like 1,018-yard rushing last year. So, for running backs, Mark Ingram, and I'm hoping he's an exception. He can be an exception, but he could be on that, that downward slide, But having a J.K. Dobbins who can just come right in there and keep it going really, really helps an already very potent, running game. And then have him, like I said previously, have him as a blocker also really enhance his ability to stay on the field more. So I think one of the things that was concerning last year for the Ravens was when Mark Ingram went down towards the end of the year, and he was a little banged up heading to the playoffs. It was a little worrisome. You bring someone like JK Dobbins in there, and he can just really he just really pick up that slack and keep going. So and the last point I want to make about Dobbins is he's really secure. He's really secure with the ball. Out of 725 carries, he only had 3 fumbles. That's great. That's great. That's great. So he's pretty much, you don't have to worry about that. That's something that you have to worry about for a lot of running backs coming out of college. Is you want to worry about their ball security. Well, if his college career is any indication of what his NFL career will be, then the Ravens have nothing to worry about as far as ball security. So overall, like I said in the beginning, I was on the fence with this. I was like, they're already good in the backfield, but it makes perfect sense. They got him another JK all day, Dobbins. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. At first, like I said, I was hesitant, but then when you sit back and you think, you're like, oh, I see what they're doing. That's the way you prepare for the future. We don't know how many more years Mark Ingram's going to be able to perform at that level. But also, as Lamar Jackson, because I do think it's going to come to a time where he's not running as much. Where you got a young, by that time, three-year veteran ready to go, ramping up along with Mark Ingram. You continue to keep that running game as potent as possible. And I see what the Ravens are doing there. This is their way of kind of adding more running in to use, and this is just my personal opinion, use Lamar somewhat of a diversion to make you think he's going to run, and he actually don't. And I think this is a great move. It's a great pickup. So overall, I mean, it's no doubt about it. The Ravens killed the NFL draft, and I think this is the one that I had a question about. I don't even have that question no more. So that's my take on J.K. Dobbins. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Man, I hope everybody's staying safe. Happy Memorial Day again. And until next time, you guys be safe, please.